You know we want you to
yes. and God knows that. I'm more gifted than him.
The man of God, the prophet, was just made utterances on his social media platform saying that he is more gifted than God, and made it clear that even God acknowledges him being gifted than the God Almighty, the one who created the heavens and the earth. So this has been making rounds on social media platforms where people are actually puzzled at such utterances that have been made by the man of God. So with me today is the voice of the Holy Nation, Prophet Peter Wellington. I want you to clarify, man of God, in the history of your knowing God and in the history of the Bible itself, do you think there has ever been a man who's more wiser or gifted than God? Please clarify there, because a lot of people want to know this. This has been getting a lot of people asking questions all around the world.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, may I also announce and pronounce that such utterances we have heard of late. It's so unfortunate that this is, in purity at its highest level,
My God.
taking center stage in the body of Christ, because this is barbaric, this is delirium, this is hysteric utterances, this is actually a vehement perversion at its own gross highest level, because you see, according to the word of the living God, it makes it clear classically that there can never be any other image on earth that can be compared or equated to our God. If I can take into account the book of Isaiah 46, verse number 5, it says, "To whom will you liken me and make me equal and compare me, that we may be alike?" It's actually God who is establishing a point and the fact that there is no comparison that can be tantamount to our God. And number two, this is record breaking. What we just heard from the self-proclaimed prophet is record breaking, in the sense that if I would take a tour with you in the book of Isaiah, chapter number 14, verse number 12, where the Bible gives us a detailed account of how Lucifer was given marching orders from the heavenly realm and occupy a place that is beneath the earth. You'll see that number 12 verse of Isaiah 14 says, "How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. How you are cut down to the ground, you weakened the nations." 13. "For you have said in your heart, I'll ascend into heaven, and I'll exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I'll also sit on the mount of congregation." So number one, I want you to see that Lucifer's verdict from God was actually pronounced on an establishment of effect that he wanted to exalt his throne above the stars of God. Not above God, but above only the stars of God. What we are hearing from the men of God, when you actually compare yourself with God and you say you are gifted more than God, you are putting yourself at a place whereby you are saying you are actually better than God. Because look at this. The word charisma is the Greek word equal to the word gift. A gift in Greek is the word charisma. And charisma, it means a spiritual endowment, a spiritual focus, a spiritual ability, a spiritual gift. So you cannot receive a spiritual gift from anyone else except from God. So the same God who gives you spiritual endowment, spiritual capability and ability, you cannot compare to yourself to him, because he is above the gifting realm, because he is actually the greatest of all gifts. So you cannot find yourself in comparison with God. So here we see that the utterances we just received, they're actually record breaking. Because Lucifer initially, he wanted to exalt his throne above the stars of God, not above God. And he was condemned for such acts. What we see today is a man of God saying that he is better than God. That means he has actually broken the record of Lucifer. Lucifer wanted to be higher than the stars of God. But this man of God is not higher than God. That means he automatically, what the man of God just said, is equal to himself being another new God that will just be discovered. We never knew that there is another God higher than him. Yeah, that makes him another new God. So maybe if I take in even the verse number 14, he said, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I'll be like the most high God. Lucifer's intentions initially was for him to be like the most high. He wanted not to be more. He wanted to be like the most high God. So what we are hearing here, the man of God is setting another new record, because he does not want to be like, he is actually better than the God.
My God.
So such utterances, like I said, these are hysteric. This is delirium. This is barbaric. This is impunity at its gross level. Right?
I hope we have heard the truth from the dissection of the word. The man of God has made it clear that there is no man who can actually compare himself to God and be above God. We have seen this. Even in the Ten Commandments, he said there should be no other God that you worship other than me. So if he is actually raising himself to that level, which means people can now go and bow to him, because this is a clear indication of saying he is actually more than people can actually shift from God and come to him.
That's very true.
Yikes.
That's very true.
Yikes.
The unparalleled